At over 28,000 square feet, Rosecliff might be far from the largest of Newport's palatial summer cottages, but what it lacks in size, it more than makes up for in beauty. Hi everyone, Ken here. Hit that subscribe button and let's explore this house. Tessie Fair Oelrichs grew up amid the boomtown bustle of Nevada's Comstock Lode. Her father, James Graham Fair, had risen from humble mining beginnings to become one of the Bonanza Kings, striking it rich in gold and silver and amassing a substantial fortune. Born in 1871, Tessie spent her early years oscillating between rough mining camps and ever more luxurious homes as her father's wealth grew. But despite the opulence that would later define her life, her childhood was shaped by family turmoil. Her parents' unhappy marriage ended in divorce, marking a rocky start for a girl who would eventually become a leading figure in Gilded Age society. By her late teens, Tessie was spending summers in Newport, Rhode Island, already a favored playground for the country's wealthiest families, and it was there that she met Baltimore-born businessman Herman Oelrichs. Herman managed the American branch of the North German Lloyd steamship line, and though he was nearly 40 years old at their first meeting, Tessie, not yet 20, was instantly intrigued. In 1890, after a lavish wedding in San Francisco, Tessie moved permanently to the East Coast. Interestingly, she did not invite her father to the wedding, but he did send her a wedding gift of $1 million. Anyways, the couple soon decided that if they wanted to be part of Newport's exclusive social scene, they needed a summer cottage of their own. Alongside Tessie's sister, Virginia, who had married into the Vanderbilt family, they bought land previously owned by historian George Bancroft. In 1898, Tessie hired the renowned architectural firm McKim, Mead White, most famously represented by Stanford White, to build a house suitable for glittering parties. Modeled loosely after the Grand Trianon at Versailles, their new home, which Tessie dubbed Rosecliff, was shaped like a giant H to accommodate grand rooms, a dramatic staircase, and spacious terraces overlooking the Atlantic. Construction took longer than Tessie liked, and she famously held her first grand party there in 1900, even though work was still ongoing. Guests danced and dined amid half-finished walls draped with flowers to hide the rough edges, and by 1902, Rosecliff was complete. Opening the front door was to step into a veritable palace, strolling between the vestibule's grand columns below double-height ceilings. As we continue through the archway, we arrive at the grand staircase sweeping out to greet us. Let's take a moment to truly admire the grand marble staircase and how its composition almost creates an outline of a heart. Though we'd be remiss not to take in the beauty of the paneling and the intricate details presented in both the frieze and the cornice. We'll see a bit more of the grand staircase in a little while, but for now let's continue on, exploring the public rooms. First we'll find the drawing room, which doubles as the ballroom, stretching a reported 80 feet long. The walls are clad in wood paneling and gilded with glittering details below an expansive ceiling mural. To the other end is a built-in pipe organ, which we can imagine bellowing in the background of a ball. From here we'll find the dining room, finished out in the Louis XVI style with antique European tapestries framed by painted wall panels. We can take a closer look at the marble fireplace, noting that its surround matches the window surrounds, creating a sense of cohesion throughout the space. Nearby is the library, paneled in rich oak below a plaster Jacobean ceiling with large windows overlooking the cliff walk and the ocean beyond. Back towards the grand staircase is another grand salon, filled with both antiques and replicas in both its furnishings and architectural elements. Herman passed away in 1906, just a few years after Rosecliff was completed, and Tessie stayed active in Newport society, continuing to host major events at the cottage until her passing in 1926. After Tessie's son, Herman Jr., sold the Rosecliff furnishings in 1941, the mansion passed through various owners. In 1947, J. Edgar Monroe of New Orleans purchased it. He and his wife Louise spent many summers there, throwing easygoing Mardi Gras-themed parties, quite unlike Tessie's formal gatherings. In 1971, the Monroes donated Rosecliff, complete with furnishings and a sizable endowment, to the Preservation Society of Newport County. Since then, the mansion has been meticulously cared for with ongoing maintenance and restoration work. Stepping inside, you still find the grand heart-shaped staircase welcoming visitors to bask in opulence. And even though the glittering balls of the Gilded Age are bygone, the drawing room remains a reminder of those times. Today, Rosecliff is open to the public as a historic house museum where visitors can imagine the laughter and music that once filled its halls. Built by a young woman from Nevada's dusty mining camps who became one of Newport's leading hostesses, Rosecliff is a perfectly preserved remnant of the Gilded Age at its most glamorous. And with that, I'll turn it over to you. Which room was your favorite? Let me know down below in the comments section. And while you're there, make sure you're subscribed so you never miss an exciting episode of This House.